Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Africa in Demand. I'm your host, Bisi, along with Nunu and Mavis. We are here at the Gallery Lounge in downtown Silver Spring, Maryland, with Party Addicts at their annual Black and White Affair, one of the hottest African promoters in the Maryland, D.C., Virginia area. Right now, we're sitting outside with Gbenga, the CEO of the company. Gbenga, how are you doing tonight?
Fine, thank you very much.
Good. So are you excited about tonight? You have so many people here. We were inside earlier. People are having a good time. How does it feel?
Well, you know, it feels good. We're halfway through right now, and people are having way too much fun, way more fun than I'm having. And that's really the goal of the whole thing, really. To be able to have fun, to be able to network. You know what I mean? When I say network, business-wise, social-wise, you know what I mean? Meet your significant other, because a lot of people have in the last 10 years. They might not say it, but I've hooked a lot of marriages up. So, you know, and that's really what gives me joy.
So are you saying that I might find my husband here tonight?
You really might.
Well, I know the ladies have a few questions.
I got a lot of calls already.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you're right.
We're going to have to talk after the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Nuna ask you a few questions now.
Hey, Gbenga, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to ask you a very sincere question, which is, you know, key to me. I want to know, what does Party Addicts do for charity? Are you doing any events that would directly assist charity organizations that are designated for African countries?
I'm going to go a little bit outside of my comfort zone and talk about a couple of things. Actually, what we do, we're humble enough to be able to know that we can affiliate ourselves with other groups out there. There's a tour coming up called Africology, which is like, you know, educating people through music. And we have a lot of African artists from East Africa, South Africa, and, you know, the West African region and North African region as well coming in the next month. And what we're trying to do is go to different schools in the East Coast area, the West Coast, and the South here in the United States, and educate people about music, the music of Africa, you know, and see what people think about it, or like what they can gain from it, and be able to give back as well. We also link with like other organizations, you know, like link children links, which like, you know, gives back to children. We also created our own foundation called Alpha Foundation, you know, Addicts for Life, Peace, Happiness, and Achievement. And what we do is basically like, you know, for all the events we have, people come here, they have fun, they pay money, and we set something aside to be able to give back to, you know, children in Africa who are like, just to put it plainly, they're hungry.
Well, that's a great thing, because I know as Africans that we need to unify and do things that directly affect back home. And usually people, when they say that they're doing an event that's going to, you know, benefit some kind of charity towards Africa, it doesn't necessarily reach the people.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm glad to know that you're doing that, so it's reaching.
Actually, I agree with that. And to tell you the truth, anybody who tells you like, oh yeah, I'm in this business because of the money, and you know, we just like doing events or whatever, they're lying to you. Trust me, most of us that have been in this business for years, and I'm talking about more than a decade, that you can call veterans, quote unquote, they've lost more than they've gained. But you have to have a passion for what you do. I have a passion for what I do. I work in the healthcare management business, so I've seen things firsthand, and I like what I do. I like meeting people, I like marketing, I like media entertainment. And when I started it, it wasn't for the goal of like, oh yeah, we just want to make money, even though it's a business. And I realized that I do not fake. You want to make money, because money makes the world go around. That's so true. And you won't realize it until you really have a passion for other things like charity. And you realize that you don't have the resources for it. So what I decided, like, whatever resources that we get, positive-wise, that we're going to dedicate that as well to, like, kind of giving back. And we've been trying to do that as much as we can. I'm not saying that we're the best out there, but we try to do as much as, like, our mind, our spirit guide us to do. And we sit down and look at it like, yo, you know, even a little drop of water, you know what I mean, can make a big difference in people's lives, and that's what we're doing.
And I'm sure Mavis, you have plenty of questions that you want to ask him as well. So.
Now, Gbenga, I'm a fan of your promotion. I just want you to know, because you've had several parties here that I've attended personally that I had a great time. And it was for a cause too. I remember that all-white party that you had last year. It was awesome. Now, I want to ask you a question about the name Party Addicts.
Yeah.
Where how did you come up with such a name?
It was complicated at first because we were kind of like, you know, sitting down and thinking like, you know what, we need to put a moniker, we need to put a niche, we need to create an emblem, we need to create something that people can relate to. And we were like, yeah, there's like 2 or 3 of us, me and my partner Ayakara, who's in the hospital now for 2 years from a car accident, and he's you know, in a coma. And when we sat down, we looked at it like, you know what, we have people who come to our parties, and because it's so packed that people stay outside for a couple of hours and tell us like, look, I'm here and I still want to get in. It means people are addicted to what we do.
Definitely addicted.
Yeah, so we looked at it like, yo, what should we call it? Like, you know what, let's keep it real. When people say addicts, people are thinking of AA, you know what I mean? They think, you know what I mean, SA, you know, Sex Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous. And I'm like, you know what, we need to put a positive spin on everything in this world. That was our goal. I'm like, you know what, we're going to create Party Addicts. People are addicted to party, but not in a negative way. They come here to network, they meet significant others, and trust me, there are people I could call that would tell you they met their significant others in the last 12 years that was in this business. And you know, so we decided like, let's just call it Party Addicts. And from there we created like, you know, other branch offs, you know, So Addictive Records, Pure Addict Fashion, the Alpha Foundation, which is Addicts for Life, Peace, Happiness, and Achievement, which is our charity fund. We created all that from it. So we just want people to think of it like, yo, you know what am I addicted to? I'm addicted to anything positive in this world, period. And you don't need to explain yourself to anybody else.
Excellent, excellent. Now, first of all, we just want to say welcome back, being sick and you know, being away for so long.
Yes.
And also to send nothing but the best to your partner. That is also all our hearts go out to him and his family. One more question though before we go. Are all your sponsoring sister companies also part of, are they affiliations with the Party Addicts, or are they part under the umbrella of Party Addicts?
One thing that I found out earlier in life is that you do not want to put too many people under your umbrella because they feel like, you know what, you're controlling them. And everybody has their niche. Everybody has their mindset of what they want to do. You're better saying like, you know what, I'm affiliated with this particular group and helping them in all sincerity as much as you can, as opposed to saying like, no, you all come under me and let me be the commander. No, we don't run anything like that. So we have a lot of affiliations, people that we help, urban businesses coming up in media entertainment business, especially young artists, you know, people in fashion, urban businesses in insurance, nursing. And I mention these because these are what Africans are mostly involved with in the United States, in case people don't know. Nursing business, insurance business, real estate, you know, restaurant business. And so we go to all of them, and every month we create a newsletter. We take like 5 or 6 of the best that we know around the nation of the United States, and we showcase them. And it goes over to over 60,000 people in the United States, UK, and Africa.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, there you have it. We're here with Gbenga Solitude and the Party Addicts, CEO of Party Addicts,
worldwide.
And with AID, Africa in Demand. We are wrapping up, and we are so happy that we came here tonight to support your event. We're excited to be at the next event, and we thank you so much.
And you know, just to say something, Africa in Demand, I really believe in what you guys are trying to do, because you know, Africans need a voice, and that's all I can say. Africans need a voice, and people who know. It's like the Washington Post. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
You don't get it.
You know, Africans need a voice. We're just as big as, you know, the Spanish population. I'm not being chauvinist. I'm not being racist. I'm not being biased. You know, but we have a voice as much as any minority in this country. We own most of the businesses, up and coming businesses in this country, and people like overlook that because they just feel like, well, you're black, so we're all the same. Yeah, we're all the same. Don't get pickings. First generation, second generation African, it doesn't matter where you're from. The African diaspora, which includes Caribbeans, Africans, we need a voice. And Africa in Demand, I believe in what you guys do.
Excellent.
And I wish you all the best, definitely.
Thank you so much, Gbenga. And as one of the voices of Africa in Demand, my name is Mavis, along with Nunu and Bisi. Good night.